Shoo-wee! Let me turn that fan down. Woo, that stinks. Hey friends, welcome back to the joy of wrenching. I'm your friendly neighborhood mechanic, and I sure am happy that you guys stumbled upon my channel today. I've got this 2020 Hyundai Santa Fe in the shop today, and it stinks to high heaven. It smells like somebody's old gym socks are inside the dash. Whew! Now, if your car smells that way, some old mildew, musty, vinegary smell coming out of the vents when you turn on the air conditioning, I want to show you just how easy and how fun it can be to fix that problem. So come along with me today and let's have some fun getting into fixing this car. The air that gets brought into the car and blows through your air vents, it comes in right here, guys. So come look right here. So see this little space behind the hood? Let me open this up a little bit and I'll show you. Come around this side. See all these vents right here? That's where all the air gets drawn in. So you want to make sure there's not some dead squirrel or a bunch of trash or dead animals up in here, because if there's something stinky here, it's going to be stinky inside your car. Outside air comes in through those vents and it comes underneath the dash and it goes and it gets breathed into the fan, which lives underneath here. Now, there's a filter between that outside air and that fan. That's called your cabin air filter. And we need to make sure that there's nothing stinky stuck on that cabin air filter that's causing the smell in this car. So let's get to it and see if we find anything. All right, so we've got to our cabin air filter here and see how it's got these little tabs. We can push that, and there's the cabin air filter. And we're going to go ahead and slide this out of here. And we're going to see, is there any trash in here or anything stinky? And I've already changed this, so this one's pretty clean. And as you can see, it'll get that air cleaned up before it goes into our fan. And then that fan blows that air around, and then that air goes into the evaporator core, which lives back here. So if we're not seeing any stinky stuff on the outside where it breathes in, we're not seeing any stinky stuff caught on our cabin air filter, chances are it's a stinky stuff inside the evaporator core, and we need to clean that thing. So let me show you how to do that. The evaporator core is where all that cold freon goes through and causes the air to blow cold into the car. And so, you know, this is a dark and wet spot. And so as you can imagine, you can get some nasties growing in there, like some mildew and some mold. And when that happens, it can cause a bad smell. I think that's what we got going on here. So we've determined that the stink is coming from that evaporator core. Well, lucky for us, our friends out there make some products to clean that evaporator core. So I've chosen this one. It's not a sponsor, by the way, but I know that this works. And so I just wanted to showcase this stuff. They call it Cool It Evaporator and Heater Foaming Cleaner. The foaming is the important part. And it comes in this little pressurized can that's got this real long hose on it. And that hose is so that you can stick this way up inside of wherever that evaporator core is. And I just showed you where that's at. We're going to stick this hose up inside of there somehow. And then you just push on the button and empty this can inside of that evaporator core. What it does is it spits out a bunch of this foaming cleaner, and it cleans all of that mildew and all that pollen and all that mold off of that evaporator core. And then all of it runs out and drips out of the drain pipe that's below the car. And what we're going to do is going to be really fun. I hope that you guys enjoy this too. We're going to catch all of that nasty stuff that drips out of there, and I want to show you just how dirty those evaporator cores can be. So let's get this stuff pumped in there. Let's let that foam go to work, and it just takes about 15 minutes, and then it all runs out, and then we'll see what we catch. So like I showed you, we've got our blower motor here, and it blows air. Let me see if I can show you. It blows air through this pipe and into the evaporator core, which lives over here. Okay, so we need to try and get this hose and this chemical back into that evaporator core. Now, there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can take out your blower motor and stick that hose inside of this pipe all the way over there. Or in the case of this vehicle, look what we've got. You see right back here? Hopefully, yeah, you see that. All right. See right back here? This is a resistor, and it's just plugged in, just happens to be right in the right place. And on this 2020 Hyundai Santa Fe, it's just got a couple of screws that hold it in place. And we can remove that, and look right there. You see that? Now we've got access to go and put our hose with this chemical right back and push it all the way back into that evaporator core. That way we know that we're getting our evaporator core foaming cleaner in the right spot. All right, so let's snake our little hose back into the evaporator core. Just go in there. See, it's got a really long hose, so you can make sure that you get it up in there. And then all you got to do is look down here. Look down here. All you got to do is, well, we got to keep that cap on there. But once you got that cap on there, you got your hose in there, you just foam away. So look inside of there. You can see that foam going through the hose. And you want to empty this whole doggone can. That's done. Wow, what'd that take? Like 5-7 seconds? I mean, there was nothing. But we emptied that whole can. This thing is empty. Look at that. You can see that? See that foam on there? See how it stays a foam right now, but it's going to turn to a liquid. And then it's going to drip out underneath the car. You can see, look in that hole right there. You can see some of that foam. And so it should be in there cleaning out that evaporator now. Up and away. Oh yeah, come look right here, guys. Oh yeah, look at that. You see there? There's the drain, and it's coming out already. And I'm catching it into this little cup so that we can see just what we're getting. Look how nasty that is already, guys. Kind of looks like beer, doesn't it? Not one you want to drink, I'll tell you that. I'm going to leave this here, and we're just going to catch it. This is the drain coming out of the bottom of that evaporator core, and we're just going to catch all of the nasties that it's cleaning off of that evaporator. Okay, so we've got the evaporator core cleaner in there. It's done its ooey gooey job. It's foamed up, and it's turned back to a liquid, and it's drizzled out of that drain down below the evaporator. And so the instructions say after about 15 minutes or so to start the car and turn the fan on low. So let's see what happens. All right. Fan's on low. Put it on low air condition. That's kind of a nice smell. Definitely smell that cleaner. And it's not a bad smell, but it is a cleaner smell, like a not floral. It's not like perfume. You can tell something's been cleaned. That's kind of the only way I can describe it. But we're going to let it run here for a second. I'm going to go ahead and turn the fan up just a little bit, because that fan blowing that air real strong across that evaporator core is going to act to loosen up and finalize that change from that foam to that watery substance that's going to drip out of that hose down underneath. And I've still got my cup there. I'm catching all the goodies that are coming out. And so we're going to see what we catch. So we let the car run for a little bit, just like the manufacturer said. And now let's see what came draining out of that evaporator core. I've got my cup still up here, right on that drain pipe. And ooh, look at what it's caught. Oh, can you see that? Oh, that's nasty. Let me see. Oh, look at that. Ugh. And woo, the smell. That is definitely what was stinking up the joint inside. So I am ecstatic. I think we're going to have a happy little evaporator core and a happy little customer now. This stuff did its job. If you guys want to clean that nasty smell out of your car, give this a try. I'll put a link in the description to the stuff that I used. Again, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but obviously it gets some stuff out of there. And this car is only 4 years old. Imagine if you've got a 10, 20, 30-year-old evaporator, how nasty this is going to look. So get out there, and clean your evaporator core. And you know what? Send us some pictures of what you find. I can't wait. And oh golly, I wish this was smell-o-vision, because this stuff stings to high heaven. Thank you guys for tuning in. This was fun. And man, I learned something. If you did, if you enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button for me. And again, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. So have a wonderful day, and God bless.